Not everyone who dislikes you will have the courage to say it to your face. In fact, most people who harbor negative feelings toward you will mask their true emotions behind polite smiles, forced conversations, and carefully crafted behaviors designed to hide their genuine sentiments. This reality can be unsettling, especially when you sense something is off, but cannot quite place your finger on what it is. The ancient Stoics understood this complexity of human nature deeply. They recognized that people often conceal their true feelings, and more importantly, they taught us how to navigate these situations with wisdom, composure, and inner strength. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that we cannot control the thoughts and feelings of others, but we can control our response to them. When we approach these subtle signs of hidden dislike through the lens of Stoic philosophy, we transform potential emotional turmoil into opportunities for growth and self-mastery. The first sign reveals itself through excessively forced compliments that feel hollow and insincere. When someone secretly dislikes you, they may offer praise that sounds rehearsed or overly dramatic, as if they are trying too hard to convince both you and themselves of their positive feelings. These compliments often lack specificity and genuine warmth, feeling more like obligations than authentic appreciation. A Stoic recognizes this behavior without taking it personally or becoming defensive. Seneca taught us that the opinions of others, whether positive or negative, should not define our self-worth. When you encounter forced compliments, receive them with grace, but do not allow them to inflate your ego or concern yourself with their authenticity. Your value does not depend on external validation, and understanding this truth liberates you from the emotional manipulation that such behavior attempts to create. Passive-aggressive behavior stands as another clear indicator of hidden dislike, manifesting through indirect criticism, backhanded comments, or subtle undermining disguised as helpfulness. Someone who dislikes you but cannot express it directly might make remarks that sound supportive on the surface, but carry undertones of judgment or condescension. They might offer help in a way that implies your incompetence or make suggestions that subtly criticize your choices. The Stoic approach to passive aggression involves maintaining your emotional equilibrium while recognizing the behavior for what it truly is. Epictetus taught us that we suffer not from events themselves, but from our judgments about those events. When faced with passive-aggressive behavior, observe it objectively without allowing it to trigger defensive reactions or self-doubt. Your peace of mind remains intact when you refuse to engage with the emotional manipulation inherent in such communication. The withholding of praise or support, particularly in moments when it would be natural and appropriate, reveals another dimension of hidden dislike. While others around you celebrate your achievements or offer encouragement during challenges, someone who secretly dislikes you will remain conspicuously silent or offer minimal, lukewarm responses. They might acknowledge your success with a brief nod or change the subject quickly, avoiding any genuine celebration of your accomplishments. Marcus Aurelius understood that seeking approval from others is a path to disappointment and frustration. When you notice someone consistently withholding praise or support, do not interpret this as a reflection of your worth or achievements. Instead, focus on your own satisfaction with your efforts and progress. The Stoic finds validation in virtue and personal growth, not in the approval of those who may harbor hidden resentments. Subtle mockery disguised as humor presents itself as another sophisticated form of hidden dislike. This behavior involves making jokes at your expense, often in group settings where the person can claim they were just being playful if confronted. The mockery might target your appearance, habits, opinions, or past mistakes, delivered with a smile that makes it difficult to address directly without appearing overly sensitive. However, the consistent pattern of such comments reveals the true intention behind the humor. The Stoic response to subtle mockery involves maintaining your dignity while refusing to participate in the emotional game being played. Seneca reminded us that those who mock others often reveal more about their own character than about their targets. When someone consistently uses humor to diminish you, Recognize this as their issue, not yours. Respond with composed indifference, neither defending yourself frantically nor retaliating with similar behavior. Fake politeness creates an atmosphere of artificial pleasantness that lacks genuine warmth or connection. Someone who dislikes you but feels compelled to maintain social appearances will interact with you in an overly formal or superficial manner, keeping conversations brief and avoiding any meaningful engagement. Their politeness feels mechanical, lacking the natural flow and authenticity that characterizes genuine friendly interaction. This behavior often includes excessive use of please and thank you, formal language where casual conversation would be more appropriate, and a consistent barrier to deeper connection. The Stoic recognizes fake politeness without becoming frustrated by the lack of authentic relationship. Epictetus taught us to focus on what is within our control, which includes our own behavior and responses, but not the genuine feelings of others. When encountering fake politeness, maintain your own authenticity while accepting that not everyone will like you, and this acceptance brings peace rather than disappointment. Body language avoidance manifests through subtle physical cues that reveal hidden dislike even when words remain polite. Someone who secretly dislikes you might consistently avoid eye contact, angle their body away from you during conversations, maintain greater physical distance than necessary, or display closed-off postures like crossed arms when you approach. They might also minimize physical contact that would be normal in your social context, such as handshakes, high fives, or casual touches that they freely give to others. These physical signals often occur unconsciously, making them particularly revealing of true feelings. The Stoic observes these body language cues without taking them as personal attacks on their character. Marcus Aurelius taught us that people's behavior often reflects their own internal states rather than accurate assessments of others. When you notice consistent body language avoidance, accept this information without allowing it to damage your self-confidence or trigger desperate attempts to win over someone who has already decided not to like you. Systematic undermining of your confidence represents a more insidious form of hidden dislike, where someone consistently plants seeds of doubt about your abilities, decisions, or judgment. This might involve questioning your expertise in areas where you are knowledgeable, suggesting that your successes were due to luck rather than skill, or expressing concern about choices you feel confident about. The undermining often comes disguised as caring advice or friendly concern, making it difficult to address directly. Over time, this behavior can erode your self-trust if you allow it to take root in your thinking. The Stoic approach to confidence undermining involves maintaining a clear understanding of your own capabilities and achievements, while recognizing that others' attempts to diminish you reflect their own insecurities or competitive feelings. Seneca emphasized the importance of self-knowledge and inner strength that cannot be shaken by external opinions. When someone consistently undermines your confidence, strengthen your connection to your own truth and accomplishments, rather than defending yourself against their subtle attacks. Overly neutral or cold responses in situations where warmth would be natural indicate emotional distance maintained by hidden dislike. This behavior shows up as consistently flat reactions to your good news, minimal responses to your attempts at friendly conversation, and a general lack of enthusiasm when interacting with you. While they might not be actively hostile, their emotional temperature toward you remains noticeably cooler than their interactions with others. This coldness often extends to their unwillingness to share personal information, ask about your life, or engage in the reciprocal exchange that characterizes healthy relationships. The Stoic understands that emotional warmth cannot be forced or demanded from others. Epictetus taught us that we cannot control how others feel about us, but we can control our expectations and responses. When faced with consistent coldness, adjust your expectations for the relationship while maintaining your own capacity for warmth and genuine interaction with those who reciprocate. The systematic dismissal of your accomplishments, either through minimization, comparison, or redirection, reveals the final sign of hidden dislike we must address. Someone who secretly dislikes you might respond to your achievements by immediately pointing out what you did not accomplish, comparing your success unfavorably to others, or quickly changing the subject to avoid acknowledging your accomplishment fully. They might also attribute your success to external factors like luck, timing, or help from others, rather than recognizing your effort and skill. This behavior often stems from jealousy or competitive feelings that the person cannot express directly. The Stoic response to dismissed accomplishments involves maintaining your own appreciation for your efforts and results, while not seeking validation from those who are unable or unwilling to provide it. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that our satisfaction should come from the virtue and effort we put into our endeavors, not from the recognition we receive from others. Understanding these 9 signs of hidden dislike serves not to make you paranoid or suspicious of everyone around you, but to help you navigate social relationships with greater clarity and emotional intelligence. The Stoic path teaches us that recognition of reality, even uncomfortable reality, leads to greater peace than living in denial or confusion. When you can identify these behaviors, you free yourself from the exhausting cycle of trying to understand why something feels off in certain relationships. You also liberate yourself from the futile effort of trying to win over people who have already decided not to like you. Instead, focus your energy on relationships that are genuine and reciprocal, while maintaining your own virtue and integrity in all interactions. Remember that being disliked by some people is not a reflection of your worth or character, but simply a natural part of human social dynamics. The Stoic walks through life with clear eyes and a peaceful heart, neither seeking universal approval nor being disturbed by its absence. Your strength lies not in being liked by everyone, but in staying true to your principles while treating all people with dignity and respect, regardless of their hidden feelings toward you.